Nicki Minaj is the perfect example of why people say all skin folk ain't kinfolk. To start with the obvious, she just got done demonizing Nigeria to the United Nations on behalf of the President of the United States. I would be as shocked as I am appalled if I didn't already have the opinion that Nicki Minaj is not necessarily the best human being. There's something about a millionaire non-US citizen who came here as an undocumented immigrant.
There we go again with the undocumented. Huh. Did they open a case on her or something? Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
You sound crazy. If every day I go outside and say I just saw Rory in the cafeteria sticking a broom up someone's ass, and then I go on Queen Radio where there's millions of listeners, and I said, "Yo, you know that dude Rory, right? Why I just seen him stick a broom up a ass in the cafeteria?"
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
I want to talk to the manager.
All right. Run the clip.
Barbs, I know you're somewhere listening. I love you so very much. You have been the ultimate light in my life and career for so long. I appreciate you, and I want to make it very clear once again that this isn't about taking sides. This is about standing up in the face of injustice.
I got a question. Does she always talk this slow? Cause she be rapping all fast. She always talks this slow?
What I noticed that these people do, and it's so silly, is that they underestimate the dynamics, the multifacetedness of every person, which means that trying to make it about any particular a group of people, it's not going to work. It doesn't work that way. And you guys, first of all, do you understand what I just tried to say, or do I need to simplify it?
Yes, ma'am.
Most definitely.
Which gay person does not have a mother or family member that, let's just say, if you were to hear about the religion that you were born into, whatever, that
smart people don't like me.
Oh, okay, so this is a consistent thing. Okay, I need somebody to break that down for me.
So illegal immigrant Nicki Minaj has just went and spoke to the UN about Nigeria. And yes, I can say that shit because that bitch is illegal, okay? She does not have citizenship here in America.
Wait a minute. Did you say immigrant?
First thing she did was thank her daddy.
I'd like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage and calling for urgent action.
Then she said people should not be attacked for practicing their religions. You mean how Christians are attacking every faith in America? Muslims can't even pray without being attacked by white Christian nationalists?
That's right. In fact, I just dropped a whole video about Muslims being attacked here. Not Nigeria, Michigan.
We will not let our country fall and become like London. We will stand strong against these Islamic invaders. These jihadis will have to go. Christians in America, you need to stand up before your daughters are in the streets like the animals that they think we are.
Then she says a bunch of other okay? I'm gonna say this. No matter how much y'all feel like she has a reason to be there, she doesn't. Because the conflict is deeper than just Christians being attacked in Nigeria. There's people of the Islamic faith being attacked as well. And y'all like to ignore that shit because it's Nicki Minaj. She needs a pardon. She needs a green card. No celebrity should be speaking at a fucking UN who is not qualified to be there. This is a fucking joke. I know the Barbs are eating this shit up, but the only reason she doing this is so she doesn't get deported. And the way she's giving Trump that got 3,000, she may be the next Kim K.
Or at the very minimum, the next Amber Rose. That's right. You too, Nicki Minaj, can be on Candace Owens' couch crying about how they threw you away.
At night, Candace, because I have tortured myself for 15 years. I've tortured myself with this stuff, and I beg and I've cried and pleaded, please reach for the stars. Even if, go talk to maybe more conservative brands, see if they'll give me a chance. They wouldn't give me a chance.
Nicki Minaj has officially gone MAGA. The year is 2025 and Nicki Minaj is speaking at the United Nations in support of the Trump administration. On Tuesday, Minaj spoke at the United Nations mission to the UN about the persecution of Christians in Nigeria, a new right-wing talking point that experts say doesn't address the complexities of violence in the country. After being introduced by surprisingly emotional Mike Waltz, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, the rapper addressed the situation in Nigeria, thanked President Trump, and even gave multiple shout-outs to the Barbs. Mike Waltz? Wait, is that Signalgate Mike Waltz? The same one? Well, maybe he meant to invite another rapper. Maybe he was trying to get in contact with Remy Ma or Lil' Kim. I think Queen Pen is available. Minaj, who once condemned the president's immigration policy, has come around in support of his new administration, apparently through its concern for Christians in Nigeria. Nah, we not doing that. We not doing that. Nicki Minaj been playing footsie with MAGA for a while. Let's not pretend. Oh, you mean the same Nicki Minaj who had so much smoke for Kamala Harris and the Democrats? You mean that Nicki Minaj all of a sudden is MAGA? Shocking, I know. I'm about as shocked as I am the next time I turn on Fox News and see Stephen A. Smith.
That is blasphemous.
That would also be shocking because it would require me to turn on Fox News. So that would be shocking on multiple levels. Now, let's get a few things straight before we move forward. Africa gets ignored largely by the entire world. You name an atrocity, and I'll name something that didn't reach a critical mass of attention worldwide until it had been going on for quite some time, be it Rwanda, Darfur, Sudan, the Congo. All of our conversations about Gaza, and prior to that, it was conversation about Russia and Ukraine, and then it was the Syrian refugees. There's been stuff going on in Africa the entire time. The world treats African atrocities the way the U.S. media treats black victims. That's basically, it's got to get to a point where it can no longer be ignored. Then all of a sudden, okay, fine, let's get that straight. Let's also get straight that we did see some interest from this administration in Africa. Now, what was it? It was the white South Africans. That's right. That's when we went in and brought in the white South Africans on the word of Elon said. Yeah, on the word of Elon said, we went in with evidence that was widely mocked in South Africa. We went and brought in white South Africans in the midst of mass deportation, right? In the midst of ICE raids, we went in and brought in white South Africans. And let's also keep in mind, black South Africans were more likely to be victims of crime. Wasn't nobody reaching out for them, but we went and got the white South Africans. And by the way, MAGA, because I know that was a big, that was really hilarious to you when he totally did an end around mass deportation to bring in white South Africans and left you with quite a dilemma, huh? I would love for you to weigh in on the white South Africans now that we've seen him weigh in on H-1Bs.
You can't come in, open up a massive computer chip
factory for billions and billions of dollars like is being done in Arizona and think you're going to hire people off an unemployment line to run it. They're going to have to bring thousands of people with them, and I'm going to welcome those people. Now, I love my conservative friends. I love MAGA, but this is MAGA.
Yeah. Now that we've seen Trump weigh in on H-1Bs, and we know the white South Africans came in with a desire to farm, I would certainly love to hear from the farmers all about how that's going. So this is what we have established, that Africa largely gets ignored, but that hasn't stopped this administration from utilizing Africa in order to push some other agenda. Now that we got that straight, what could this be about?
Nicki Minaj working with Trump admin on plight of Christians in Nigeria. Either she's getting a check, or she was MAGA the whole time, or she's genuinely thinks that she's doing something good, which, by the way, is why y'all need to have people around you that know more than you.
But that's supposed to be you, though. For me, you supposed to be my person, though. Why you yelling at me, though?
And by y'all, I don't just mean celebrities. Everybody. Everybody should have people around them that they can consult with, that think differently than you.
Not MAGAs. Are you saying we need to keep MAGAs around? We should just have a couple of MAGAs for reference in the garage?
Y'all need to have people around you that know more than you. And by y'all, I don't just mean celebrities. Everybody. Everybody should have people around them that they can consult with, that think differently than you, that hold you in a place of values.
Woo, okay. All right. Now thank you for that holds you in a place of value. All right. Now, hey, release the MAGAs. Yeah, release them out there. I don't care where they go.
Just so you understand what's happening here with the plight of Christians in Nigeria, there is a plight of Christians in Nigeria. However, the U.S., what does that have to do with the United States? The United States is using this as a ploy, as a proxy, to find their way into Nigeria so that they can then find their way into the Sahel states of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, who, as you know, are coming together to begin a process of Pan-Africanism on the continent. They are taking back their resources from France. They are saying we are going to build our own infrastructures. This undermines the global empire's goal, and so they have to try and shut it down. Now, we saw earlier this year with AFRICOM and that general who tried to say, they got some problems going down in Burkina Faso. They're continuing to try to make this happen the same way that they're making fetch happen in Venezuela right now. When do we stop allowing ourselves to be used?
Now, how about that? We got a burgeoning independence movement, and magically we want to be participatory and really pay attention to what's going on in Africa, which, by the way, if you haven't been paying attention to what's going on in Nigeria.
Nicki Minaj joined the Trump administration at the United Nations to speak about what she believes is the unaliving of Christians in Nigeria. Now, Nicki Minaj aligning with the Trump administration should not really surprise anyone. I mean, Nicki has been Kanye West in a pink wig on Twitter for a very long time. And the one thing that I will give Nicki in this conversation is I believe that she believes that this thing is happening, and she believes that she is standing up for people who are being persecuted. Now, I can then take a step back from that empathy space and go, you are severely misinformed as to the nuance of what is happening in Nigeria, number one, because what is happening in Nigeria is a series of conflicts in which people are in many ways, whether it's terrorist groups or different community groups, are having these interpersonal conflicts. And some of them do align themselves with the Christian church, but also those same groups are also having conflicts with other groups of Muslims where there have been unalivings. And so it is reductionist to just say it's a targeted Christian attack, while at the same time you can say that there are Christians who are being attacked. I have long said that Christianity has a built-in persecution complex, and I also think that there is like a ho to holy pipeline that absolutely exists in Black church spaces.
Oh, you done said it. Oh, you done said it. Hey, I tell you this, you better be at altar call. You better be at altar call. Well, you better go off a Christian experience.
I can't believe I just said that out loud. Like, ho to holy is crazy. And this is where the nuance of the conversation about wanting celebrities to participate in political discourse really gets going. Because on the one hand, I think it's very important that we recognize that celebrities are not coming to save us. No one is. It is up to us to do the work every single day to ensure that we are fighting against fascism. And at the same time, I do think it's important that when celebrities are participating in this discourse, that they're doing so from an informed perspective. Because to me, there's nothing worse than a celebrity who is using their platform, which is usually very large, and spreading some sort of disinformation or misinformation that they are then seen as an expert in because they made good music. Which is where we do land in the was silence not an option space for some folks. There are also some folks who are really good at creating artistic expressions about things that are happening, but not good about talking about things that are happening. But ultimately, I can kind of predict what's going to happen is that at some point in the next several weeks, Nicki will start beefing with somebody who was involved with the Trump administration, and then she'll declare that she was hoodwinked and she was just trying to stand up for Christians the whole time. Like, this cycle is a tale as old as time. Once again, see Kanye West circa 2019.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I can't imagine how long this piece with MAGA is going to last. Have fun with Laura Loomer and Lauren Boebert. That should be pretty good. And the ones that really got to be on the lookout is Black Maga. Oh boy, you mean the Nicki Minaj who has never seen a bridge she won't nuke, especially if it fails the brown paper bag test? I'll be honest, I couldn't want nothing more for you, Black Maga. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Enjoy.
Nicki Minaj is the perfect example of why people say all skin folk ain't kinfolk. To start with the obvious, she just got done demonizing Nigeria to the United Nations on behalf of the President of the United States. I would be as shocked as I am appalled if I didn't already have the opinion that Nicki Minaj is not necessarily the best human being. There's something about a millionaire non-U.S. citizen who came here as an undocumented immigrant.
There we go again with the undocumented. Huh. Did they open a case on her or something?
Supporting the most undocumented immigrant deporting president who literally built a secret police to target people just like her, plus all of the people with weird cases around her that never really sat right with me. And it's especially interesting coming out of the very public confrontation she just had with Cardi B, where they were calling each other's kids slow and ugly and all of that. Like, I genuinely don't care about Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj. Yes, they have their personal issues, but with this development, I've actually come to the realization that I have to pick a side. Cardi B is known to be a low-key politics and history person, and needless to say, that awareness puts her on the opposite side of Nicki Minaj when it comes to politics. And at a time in American politics, when it's literal fascists versus everybody else, it's crazy to think that supporting Nicki Minaj is supporting fascism. But Nicki Minaj clearly supports fascism.
Well, I can tell you this. You can say what you will about Cardi B, but she ain't never support no fascism. I can tell you that right now. That's a easy, you know what I mean? That's an easy Cardi B for me. I got no problem.
In turn, puts you in that position by supporting her. And make no mistake, I like Nicki Minaj's actual music more than I like Cardi B's, but I might really just have to go spin that new Cardi album out of spite in light of all it is.
That's right. This woman has made it virtually impossible to listen to Pink Print guilt-free at this point. And that's if you made it to this point before you got past all of the weird cases.
I am so disappointed in Nicki Minaj for aligning herself with Donald Trump at the United Nations and pushing this so-called narrative about Christianity in Nigeria. Christianity has a long history of being used as a tool of control, colonization, and persuasion, especially against black people. So to see her participate in that feels off-brand, irresponsible, and extremely tone-deaf. And what makes it worse is the timing. The same day the Epstein files are set to be released, Nicki Minaj is suddenly being elevated as a political voice. That coincidence is not an accident.
What? Not Nicki Minaj helping to run interference for crimes against women? That doesn't sound like her. That's crazy. Wow.
As a black woman, as an immigrant, as someone who had to acquire her own citizenship, she should understand why partnering with Donald Trump, a man who has disenfranchised black communities, harmed immigrants, and separated families, is not something to celebrate. If Trump truly cared about protecting black lives, he could start in Sudan or the Congo.
I mean, if he cared about black lives, then he might have gone in to save South Africans. But they had to be white now, didn't they? They certainly did have to be white. Also, if he cared about black lives, like just name a U.S. city. Yeah, just name. Yeah, bringing in whole National Guard, trying to change the statutes to make law more punitive while he strips away jobs and calling all of us DEI and unqualified. He cares about black lives. Oh, wait, no, it's the Christian part of it. It's the Christian part of it because he's so religious. It says right there in 2 Corinthians that you got to go in and make sure all the Christians are safe all around the world. Well, unfortunately, the cost of such bumbling action on the international stage could be great.
Let me help the Nicki Minaj barbs out here in my comments real quick. Because the ignorance is loud and the homework is non-existent. Not only are they ill-informed, but outlets like Billboard are spreading false narratives. While you're defending Nicki like blind, ignorant rats, and not knowing what you're defending, the reality is she's parroting false claims pushed by the Felon 47 administration about Christian persecution in Nigeria. And you don't even know what she's talking about. So let me educate you. The claim that Felon 47 keeps repeating is that Christians in Nigeria are facing a government-backed genocide, that the Nigerian state is allowing mass killings, and that the US might need to intervene with guns blazing. Here's what's actually happening. Nigeria has violence, yes, but it's not religious genocide. Attackers target everyone. Muslims, Christians, entire villages, whole regions. A lot of it is tied to land conflict, criminal groups, and Boko Haram terrorism. But not some coordinated government plot to wipe out Christians. That's a lie. A political talking point to justify a US invasion. And experts, analysts, and Nigerian officials themselves have debunked it. And let's talk about the part no barb seems to understand. What a US invasion actually means. If the US went into Nigeria based on this false narrative that Nicki is platforming and advocating for, the cost would be catastrophic. We're talking about destabilization in West Africa, civilian casualties, economic collapse, and a massive refugee crisis. All because a foreign government, the United States, acted on misinformation. Nigeria is one of the largest economies in that continent, with 200+ million people. A US invasion wouldn't save Christians. It would tear the country apart, inflame extremist groups, and punish millions of innocent people. So when Nicki repeats this propaganda, like it's a slogan at the United Nations, she's endorsing something that could cause an international disaster. This is why what Nicki is doing is dangerous, because what she's platforming isn't just concern for Christians. She's amplifying a narrative built on misinformation, one that's been used to justify extreme rhetoric, foreign intervention, and even calls for military action. She's repeating a talking point she clearly didn't research. And here's the embarrassing part. If you're going to defend your fave, at least know what she's actually aligning herself to. Because right now, you're arguing with confidence with zero accuracy. This is about Nicki recycling propaganda she didn't check the facts. And if you're in my comments swinging blindly, you're proving my point for me. Do your homework. Learn what's actually happening in Nigeria. And maybe, just maybe, stop embarrassing yourself in the process.
And that's not to mention the cost to Nicki Minaj herself.
So you guys know that over the last few years, I've really tried to be intentional about what I say in public about Black folks. I try to be really careful, but some things require a public statement. And as I've been watching this situation unfold with Nicki Minaj and Trump and Nigeria, I thought it was important for me to say a few things. There are consequences to aligning yourself with Donald Trump and his policies and his evil ways. There's consequences. What we know is that as he turns his attention to Nigeria, understanding his history, there will absolutely be exploitation, theft of resources. Somebody that he knows wants something from Nigeria. It could be a business partner, it could be a friend, it could be a said corporation, it could even be his family members. But they will invade Nigeria and exploit the people for their own benefit. And they will throw Nicki Minaj to the wolves because they could care less. They couldn't care less about that system. The unfortunate part about all of this is that there will forever be a stain associated with this moment that this sister will have to walk with. She will 100% see bloodshed because innocent Nigerians will be harmed and even likely killed as a result of whatever is to come. And she will have that on her hands. And it is pretty sad to watch because what we know is that he, Trump, often uses Black people and Black culture to harm Black people here and abroad. And it is happening in real time. And that sister is going to carry this moment with her forever. So today is a pretty sad day. It's a pretty sad day. And it won't be long before we all get to see how it unfolds. Maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she doesn't have anybody around her to inform her. But history tells what's going to happen. And it's, again, a pretty sad day.
Ooh, that was a word. Thank you, Tamika Mallory. He uses Black culture to harm Black people. And in that regard, maybe Nicki Minaj just came home again. I mean, I feel like that was spoken much better than she could have explained it herself.
Which means that trying to make it about any particular a group of people, it's not going to work. Like, it doesn't work that way. And you guys, first of all, do you understand what I just tried to say?
Shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks. Look at your dumb ass say it.
It's actually a lot of parallels I see with Nicki Minaj and Stephen A. Smith, because they don't want to come out like full force because of how much Black support they have. So they just keep playing footsie and making it more and more just find the hat, just find the red hat. You know what I mean? Just find, cause this ain't it. I mean, I couldn't imagine who would be out here pushing this kind of narrative from our community.
You know what's funny? These Black folk, right, our Black community that support followers of Nicki Minaj are actually mad at this woman because she worked with the administration and spoke out against persecuted Black Christians. Do you hear what I just said? Black Christians. Y'all people are so full of hate for Republicans and for people you disagree with politically. It's over politics. This woman did not join the administration. That's something that's passionate to her, that there are 100,000 Christians who are Black because they are the original African Americans. They are the original. We all come from Africa. People, one stupid person gonna say, oh, well, she don't ever speak up about black African American issues. These are the original black people. Black people aren't being killed by the hundreds of thousands for their religious beliefs. You people are completely depraved. Many of you in the black community, y'all are ungodly. Some of y'all don't have a lick of God. I don't care what church you go to and jump and shout. You don't have no God in your heart. You don't have no Jesus in your heart. That you don't care because you care more about the fact that you hate Trump than her celebrating, trying to stand up and speak out against Christians being killed in Africa by Muslims.
Hey, Amanda Seals, we got some cleanup from the Jubilee debate. Yeah, now he back out again. I know. I heard what they said about his jacket. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. It's Thanksgiving time, so you know what that means.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, lamb,
Tomatoes, turkeys. It's going to be a little bit less this year, probably. You know, Trump 47. So it's going to be a diet Thanksgiving. But it also means I'll be doing my Thanksgiving video showcasing all the things that we have to be grateful for. And I would love your participation. So check out the community tab and give me your suggestions. It could be anything you're thankful for. I'm thankful they finally will release the Epstein files. I'm thankful Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend got to sleep with one eye open. I'm thankful that no matter how much negative feedback she gets, Laura Trump just keeps singing.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down.
And of course, I'm thankful to all of you. So many of you guys have hit me up at admin@reesewaters.com, including my man TP all the way from Germany. Shout out to all my German Americans out there. Let's see, we got, Bruce Willis was born in West Germany. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Sandra Bullock, whose mother was a German opera singer, and Michael Fassbender. We won't talk about where my mind goes with Michael Fassbender. Ain't no Dominique Wilkins? They're not going to talk about Neek, the human highlight film? Oh, he was born in Paris. He should get credit for that. Some of that Jerry curl dripped in Germany. I know it did. TP writes, Miss Ray, good morning. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I most certainly did. Bama won, and after nearly a year, I finally got some merch. I got a beanie hat, a Who Raised Y'all coffee mug, and an I'm Troubled t-shirt. I'm providing a photo of all the items, and the beanie really keeps your head warm. I would also say the Who Raised Y'all mug also keeps your head warm because I only break it out when I'm hot. You know, when I'm mad at people, I'm hot, I showcase it and make sure that it's facing whose parenting I'm questioning. But shout out to TP for submitting those and for being such an integral part of this community. Be on the lookout for our Black Friday sale and make sure you order by December 10th in order to get your items by Christmas. Now, a lot of you guys have also talked about the fact that the items aren't on the YouTube page anymore. And believe me, a book will be written all about what we've had to deal with on the back end trying to get those things showcased. But they're still available over at thepeoplesgetup.com. Again, that is thepeoplesgetup.com as well as reesewaters.com. And while you're at it, be sure to send me your merch pics to admin@reesewaters.com. And while you're at it, I could use a good plug for vests. Now in my fourth decade, I feel the sudden need for vests. I could also get a good Stetson hat and probably this time next year, a cane. That's how I see Thanksgiving 2026. Oh, I'm gonna be strutting come election next year.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage.